Hello and welcome to Hornbill TV's Prime at 9. I'm Naomi Hikon. Now the news in detail. The election for the urban local bodies in Nagaland will take place when the right time comes, says Minister for Planning and Coordination Nipa Krunu on Saturday after attending a state cabinet meeting at the Chief Minister's residential complex in Kohima. Krunu informed that the cabinet wants to avoid the festive season, while also electoral processes are currently going on and some municipal councils have complaints and they have to take them all into account. Stating that the cabinet will brief the Supreme Court about the difficulties, Krunu reminded that the Apex Court has ordered the electoral process to complete by January and hearing in February.
Advocate General also has briefed us, and then we have also discussed. Yes, we have come to know that Supreme Court also is given pressure, but we have to see the timing, because for us, you know, during this December and January, it is festive season also, and therefore, if we can avoid that, that would be good. That is what we have discussed. And as of now, electoral process is going on. And it may take a little more time, because some of the municipal council, they have given their complaints also, like Mohokchung, Kohima and Dimapur. So we need to win their confidence also. Then go ahead, finish the electoral process. Then after that, the right time for the municipal election will be conducted. So this we are studying the situation, and then when the right time comes, the state government will take a stand. Brief the Supreme Court also that the difficulties what we are facing also, because we have to take everyone into confidence. Without that, if we mishandle and it becomes like last time, it is not good. So this is what we have discussed. Supreme Court has given that in any case electoral process have to be finished by January, and then they want to have a hearing in the month of February. Yeah. So by the time we'll come to know something.
A 62-year-old was killed in a hit-and-run case today at the state's commercial hub Dimapur. The deceased, identified as Marnukan, was serving as a deacon at the Dimapur Baptist Arogo. Speaking to Hornbill TV, Dimapur Police Commissioner of Police Rodiho Tetso informed that the incident happened at around 5:30 a.m. when the deceased was out for morning walk. The victim was rushed to hospital by police personnel. However, he succumbed to his injuries on reaching hospital. It was informed that the truck, which was going towards Newfield Checkgate, mowed down the victim and fled from the scene. The Assam Rifles personnel who were on duty witnessed the incident and chased the truck and apprehended the truck driver. The case has been registered and the traffic police has taken over the case for investigation. The war of words between Aam Aadmi Party and the Bharatiya Janata Party intensified a day after the Central Bureau of Investigation carried out raids at 31 locations, including the residence of Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. While addressing the press conference on Saturday, Sisodia accused the central government of misusing central agencies as it was afraid of Arvind Kejriwal's popularity. Union Minister attacked Sisodia and Kejriwal on the New Delhi excise policy.
दिल्ली के टीचर्स का काम होता है और सारी दुनिया उनकी तारीफ कर रही है, तो मैं दिल्ली के टीचर्स को बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूँ। मैं उनको कहना चाहता हूँ किसी तरह से लगे रहिए। लाखों करोड़ों बच्चे आने वाली पीढ़ी है, इस बात को याद रखेंगे कि दिल्ली के टीचर्स ने और दिल्ली के बच्चों ने
अभी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कवर कर रहा हूँ, मनीष के बारे में बता रहा हूँ। ये कैमरा आ रहा है,
सारी दुनिया के सारी दुनिया में
खड़े होने के बाद कैमरा आ रहा है। एक मिनट ले लो,
खासतौर से हमारे साजिश रची जा रही है, उसकी हिस्सा है। आप सब जानते हैं, देश जानता है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की सबसे बड़ी ताकत है कि वो एक बहुत कट्टर ईमानदार नेता कि मुद्दा तो एक्साइज पॉलिसी का भ्रष्टाचार है ही नहीं। तो अगर एक्साइज पॉलिसी का भ्रष्टाचार होता तो आज गुजरात में रेड हो रही होती, दूसरी ट्रेजेडी हो गई गुजरात में। कौन कर रहा है वहां पे? सीबीआई रेड नहीं कर रहे, वहां पे ईडी रेड नहीं कर रही, जहां पे हो रही है ईडी सीबीआई रेड। मुझे जेल भेजेंगे, उन लोगों को जेल भेजते, इनके जो लोग हैं वो करा रहे हैं, 10,000 करोड़ की चोरी कर ले रहे हैं, लोग मरवा रहे हैं। तो मुद्दा तो असली है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल को कैसे रोकना है।
Union Minister Anurag Thakur on Saturday hit back at Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and said the AFB minister might be the #1 accused in the excise policy scam, but the kingpin is Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. He called Sisodia as Manish.
मनीष जी ने तो मनीष सिसोदिया ने अब अपने नाम के स्पेलिंग भी शायद चेंज कर लिए हैं। अब इनका अगला आ गया है MONEY, मनी। कमाई करो और चुप रहो। मनीष, मनी। ये है घोटाले करो, उल्टे पांव भागो, जनता को पीठ दिखाओ, मीडिया के सवालों का जवाब न दो, और कोई महिला पत्रकार पूछे तो उसको लताड़ करके धमकी देने का काम करो। इससे निंदनीय बात कुछ नहीं हो सकती। महिला सशक्तिकरण तो दूर, महिलाओं को अपमानित कैसे करते हैं ये आम आदमी पार्टी के नेताओं ने दिखाया है।
Talking tough against the rising demand for exemption of the Citizenship Amendment Act, Union Minister of State for Home Affairs Ajay Mishra said those who fail to understand the concept of the CAA are opposing it. The minister said the government will make people who are opposing, including NESO, understand, as it's not a new law. NESO recently organized the sit-in protest which held all across Northeast and repealing of the AFSPA and Citizenship Amendment Act were some of the main demands.
CAA का विरोध, पूरी बात जो लोग नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं वो इसका विरोध कर रहे हैं। हम उनको समझाएंगे। हमने कोई नया कानून नहीं बनाया है। हमारा जो CAA का कानून है ये 1955 का है। 1955 में उस समय की सरकार ने नागरिक संहिता बनाई थी। हमने उसमें थोड़े से संशोधन किए, केवल एक संशोधन, वो इस देश के किसी भी नागरिक के ऊपर नहीं लागू होता है। जो हमने संशोधन किया है CAA का, जिसका चर्चा करते, CAA तो कानून 1955 से चल रहा है। हमने जो संशोधन किया वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ इतना किया है कि पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश और अफगानिस्तान में उन देशों में रहने वाले अल्पसंख्यक जो उस देश में अल्पसंख्यक है, इन तीनों देशों में जो अल्पसंख्यक है, जैसे हमारे यहाँ अल्पसंख्यक है, वैसे उन देशों में कौन लोग अल्पसंख्यक हैं, वो अगर भारत दिसंबर 2014 से पहले आ गए हैं, उनको हम नागरिकता दे रहे हैं। उससे इस देश के किसी भी व्यक्ति का ना तो कोई हक जाता है, ना नागरिकता जाती है, ना उसका कोई।
The Union Minister of State has also made a comment on AFSPA, wherein he stated that the centre will gradually remove it after proper investigation. However, peace should be maintained in the northeast and there should be no hindrance to development work.
जैसे जैसे कुछ जगहों से हमने हटाया भी है और जैसे जैसे शांति स्थापित होती जाएगी, हम किसी भी ऐसे कानून को जिसका जो लोगों के हक में ना हो उसको लंबे समय तक रखने के हक में नहीं, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ पूरे क्षेत्र में शांति व्यवस्था भी बनी रहे और जो चीज़ें चल रही हैं उसमें रुकावट ना आए, इसलिए सारी चीज़ों को जांच परख करके ऐसे निर्णय लिए जाए।
Taking note of the devastated areas of the state due to heavy floods that washed away major regions, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma on Saturday said that the state government will start re-establishing infrastructure from the next month. The Chief Minister also announced the disbursement of funds for the survivors. He said the government will disperse an amount of rupees 119.10 crores as flood rehabilitation fund through direct benefit transfer to those affected. Sharma also informed that till now 180 people across 34 districts have lost their lives due to floods and 19 people have died in landslides. The Naga Students Federation has reiterated its demand on repeal of Armed Forces Special Powers Act in the entire Naga homeland during its third Federal Assembly today at Hotel Acacia in Dimapur. During the assembly, which was attended by its federating units, subordinate bodies and senior leaders, the Federation discussed on various agendas including Armed Forces Special Powers Act, Nagaland Staff Selection Board and regarding the traditional attire to be worn in schools and colleges at least once in a week.
Since 2019, Naga Students Federation has been pushing to the government of the day to constitute Nagaland State Staff Selection Board to recruit grade 3 posts, particularly in the state of Nagaland. Ever since we put up the issue to the government, the appointment to the grade 3 has been freezed. While congratulating the government of the day for constituting the Nagaland Staff Selection Board, we are also dismayed that till today, it's almost 3 years have lapses where government of the day is unable to fully make operational Nagaland State Staff Selection Board. And for which, once again, we, on behalf of the students community, would like to call upon to the government of the day to ensure that NSSB is made possible and the recruitment be made possible. So, and to ensure that advertisement is made under Nagaland State Staff Selection Board. The reason why Naga Students Federation really liked NSSB to make operational is to ensure that meritocracy, fairness in any manner in the process of examination should be there in the process of recruitment. Today, we had a resolution where we appeal to the government of the day to ensure that NSSB is made operational so that recruitment takes place as early as possible. Considering the employment opportunities in the state of, particularly in the state of Nagaland, many youths are frustrated because recruitment is not through proper channel. And the purpose of NSSB, introduction of NSSB, is to ensure that backdoor appointment is to do away with backdoor appointment, and examination is conducted through fair means. Just day before yesterday, we met NSSB secretary, and he has assured Naga Students Federation that advertisement will come out within this month time. But what we want to appeal to the government of the day is that that should not be only verbal, but we want to ensure that NSSB is materialized. We also would like to warn the government that if this is not constituted and made operational at the earliest, students' communities will resort to any protest, democratic protest, very soon. The other area of concern which Naga Students Federation today resolved is to protect the cultural identity of the Nagas and its indigenous people inhabiting in the Naga homeland. We want to appeal to all the educational institutions under Naga homeland that in a week, a day should be spared for the students to wear any Naga traditional attire. This resolution is not imposed to all the institutions, but we want to appeal to all the educational institutions operating in Naga homeland to give a day space in a week to ensure that students wear a traditional attire in their formal classes. It is inclusive of colleges, higher secondaries, and high schools. And we also suggest the educational institution, if compulsorily class 5 and above can wear the traditional attire, then we will really appreciate, the students community will really appreciate the educational institutions.
Taking from President, with regard to NSSB, the Naga Students Federation sincerely appreciates the government of the day for having given extended 2 years with regard to age limit. This was a demand of the Federation. The demand of the Federation was to ensure that for as long as NSSB is called, the maximum age of entry to service is been extended, and the government of the day have extended it by 2 years. Our fight will be to ensure that it is extended for as long as NSSB is delayed. So for now 2 years, we appreciate the government of the day for the step being taken, but since the President has rightly stated, it has been for 3 years now, almost 3 years now. So our next fight will be to ensure that the government extend the maximum age to 3 years. The one major issue that we discussed today was AFSPA, repeal of AFSPA from entire Nagaland. The Naga Students Federation in our second Federal Assembly held in Kohima took a resolution containing 3 charters. I'll read them out for you. First, no individual or groups across Naga homeland shall accept any form of humanitarian aid from Indian armed or paramilitary forces. Second, no individual or groups shall be allowed to invite Indian armed and paramilitary forces personnel to any event being organized in the Naga homeland. Neither shall they partake in any official event of such forces. Third, as a mark of protest, black flag shall be hoisted across the Naga homeland. The federating units and subordinate bodies of the Federation shall be responsible for the effective implementation of this resolution. In this third Federal Assembly, the House unanimously re-endorsed this resolution that was taken on the 12th of March, and we shall continue to ensure that the same is being upheld across the Naga homeland.
We also appeal to the government of India that justice be delivered to those victim family who was massacred on 4th of December. Naga people are very emotional people. When issues come, when army personnel slaughtered, killed, our family members raped our mothers and sisters, we shout and protest. We feel that the issue is dying away. But Naga Students Federation will ensure that until and unless justice is delivered to the victim family, Naga Students Federation will continue to fight for justice. To ensure that NSSB is materialized and made operational, Naga Students Federation has made the exercise by filing an RTI in all the departments 35 days back. And to our dismay, we were informed by some departments that they have already sent the requisition to the concerned board. Whereas we were informed by the board members and the secretary that many departments are not complying to the order made by the board, and for which we want to demand to all those departments who are failing to submit the vacant posts to the board, who are failing to send the requisite posts to the board, to send as early as possible, so that that cannot be the stumbling block for NSSB to make operational and examination to conduct.
The Indian Medical Association Mizoram branch today protested the assault of their fellow doctor in his clinic by wearing black badge at work. According to CCTV footage that has gone viral on August 17, a lady was seen attacking and hitting the Dr. Zonuna, dermatologist, a popular skin specialist based in Assam, Mizoram, in his private clinic. The lady was identified as Milari Changde, who is the only daughter of current Mizoram Chief Minister Zoramthanga. The Mizoram branch's Indian Medical Association in their statement strongly condemned the assault of their fellow doctor in his working place. They also demanded the enactment of the Mizoram Protection of Medical Service Personnel and Medical Service Institution Prevention of Violence and Damage of Loss of Property Act, drafted and submitted to the government by the association earlier. The Indian Dental Association, Mizoram State Branch and Mizoram Ayush Doctors Association have also issued a separate statement in support of the Indian Medical Association, Mizoram Branch's protest over the assault inflicted upon Dr. Zonuna. Meanwhile, the CM's son, Ramtan Siama, issued a public apology on behalf of her sister immediately after the incident, stating that his sister was stressed after she injured her forehead the previous day and was unable to sleep as she feared of a scar in her forehead and trying to consult the skin specialist and cannot wait for her turn due to her stress. Also, the Chief Minister of Mizoram, Zoramthanga, issued a written apology today, asking for apology to the public and in particular to Dr. Zonuna and his family. In his letter, the Chief Minister also stated his understanding of what the Indian Medical Association Mizoram branch protests and stated that their stand is completely acceptable. He also extended his gratitude to the doctor and his family for understanding the situation and graciously welcoming him and his wife into their house, where they had gone for an apology for the third time. The headquarters of Russia's Black Sea Fleet in Ukraine's occupied Crimea region was hit by a drone attack. Ukraine has reportedly unleashed a kamikaze drone strike on Russia's Black Sea Fleet in Crimea, with a second blast understood to have been rocked a nearby airfield. Footage shared on social media appears to show huge plumes of black smoke rising from the base in Sevastopol as tourists watched on in horror. 3 explosions have been heard at an airfield in Bakhchisare, around 48 kilometers from Sevastopol. It was also the second time the fleet's headquarters had been attacked by a drone. In late July, Sevastopol cancelled its celebrations to mark Russia's Navy Day holiday after a bomb dropped by a drone injured 6 people.
Слушайте, второй уже выстрел.
Смотри, что они делают. Откуда они стреляют? Смотри, а вот что это такое падает? А сегодня яблочный спас. Вы представляете, где мы находимся?
Meanwhile, Russian dancer captured the moment anti-aircraft missile roars over her head as Ukraine launches new wave of attacks on occupied peninsula, including kamikaze drone strike on Putin's Navy headquarters. The woman from resort Yevpatoria gasps in terror as a video shows a loud explosion in the sky above her. It appears to be Russian air defenses destroying one of many recent incoming Ukrainian drones, as Russia's Navy headquarters in the peninsula were targeted today by a kamikaze drone strike. Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin said on Friday she had taken a drugs test in the wake of video footage published earlier this week that showed her partying with friends and showed she had never used illegal drugs. Sanna Marin, 36, dubbed the coolest politician in the world due to her relaxed style of leadership, has come under fire after clips emerged of her dancing intimately with an unknown man at a club. Ms. Marin added that her ability to perform her duties was remained unimpaired during the night in question and that she would have left the party had she been required to work. Video clips of Ms. Marin partying with well-known Finnish influencers and artists began circulating in social media this week, and they were soon published by several media outlets in Finland and abroad. Ms. Marin had faced calls to do a drug test from politicians in her government coalition as well as from the opposition after the videos emerged.
I didn't have any meetings, for example, Saturday or Sunday. I had work meetings on Monday that I, of course, handled, but we didn't have any government meetings during that weekend. I had time off and spent it with my friends and did nothing illegal.
That's all we have for now. For more news, keep watching HornbillTV.